Hey, healthy. That's another thing about Nigerian men, y'all. They gonna make sure you eat healthy, okay? 9 times out of 10, you're not the only person that he's asking for that money, sis. Like, if your love is a non-traditional love, guess what? People are not gonna always understand it. Person literally commented and said that the guy said that his dog was sick and that he needs some money because his dog is sick. Because that dog really might not even be in existence. Like, do you feel like you could actually make it work meeting a Nigerian man online? Or do you feel like do y'all agree that like it's better to really meet them through somebody that you know? Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Lot Goddess. Welcome back to my corner where I inspire others to dream more, live more, and become more. You gotta tell I'm excited. Like, just look at my face. I'm so excited to be back on camera because life has been, I'm really trying to normalize like not coming on camera and apologizing when life. Y'all are fam, right? So like y'all don't hold it against me, you know. At least I will hope that you guys don't hold it against your faves when they go ghost. It's not that we want to go ghost. Sometimes, you know, life just happens. Like, we're human and we can't always show up in the capacity that we want to. So, you know, when you get these videos like this and it's been a while, don't shade your fave and be like, girl, it's about time you posted a video, we had it. Don't be doing all that. Just say, we're so happy you're back, sis. We missed you. Pray all is well. Leave it at that, okay? So let's address the elephant in the room. You guys can see that I'm in a very different area. I'm actually in my mom's room right now. I set up a little corner in her bedroom because we are back in the DMV area. No more in Kentucky. That's one quick update. Do not have a setup, like a consistent setup right now. So I just wanted to come on here while I was getting ready because I just felt like chatting with you guys. And I was like, why not record myself doing the makeup for the dinner and have a little chatty powwow with the girls and the guys and the theys and the thems and all of that. I just want to say welcome back. If you're new, please do not forget to subscribe. But remember, only subscribe if you feeling the vibe, okay? Today's topic, I was gonna do like a random Q&A, y'all. Let me go to my notes in my phone. I was gonna do just like a random like get to know me Q&A, yada yada. But then I thought about it and I was like, I haven't given y'all any like Nigerian men content, African men dating, yada yada in a while. This video, I'm just gonna be talking about like some different questions related to dating Nigerian men, African men. And you know, it sucks that I always have to make this disclaimer, but I will make it again because people don't listen. These videos are specific to my past dating experience. I have not really dated outside of Nigerian men, to be honest, so I can't speak on men from Cameroon. I can't speak on men from Ghana. I can't say that men from Guinea do the same thing. Like, I'm not generalizing this to all African men. My experience is just based on what I've been through. I can't speak on another country. But I have to do it every time because I realize that some people are coming across my videos for the first time. So let's get into it. I'm gonna be answering some questions that are just like related to sort of like my experience as an American in general, like, you know, being engulfed in like the Nigerian culture and all that. Let me just like really give y'all the tea about like me and like Nigerian people in general. We are like this, y'all. Seriously, like I just feel like I connect so well with just Nigerian people. Some of the people that are closest to me in my life are Nigerians. Like, I have a best friend who's Nigerian. She's Igbo. Also, I have a Igbo god family who I like to call my bonus family. I think that has a lot to do with just living in the DMV. The DMV is a big old melting pot. When I say DMV, if you don't know, that's DC, Maryland, and Virginia. But the DMV is like, it's a really big melting pot and you have a ton of cultures here. Like, specifically, there are like a lot of Nigerian people here. So all the way from high school, I've always had like Nigerian friends and stuff. So, you know, I just feel like it was just meant to be. Like, now that I'm, you know, here, I'm married to a Nigerian man, I just kind of feel like it was destined, you know? Like, nobody could tell me that I'm here by mistake or nothing like that. For, I guess you could say, breakfast, which another thing I've noticed with the Nigerian culture is that sometimes they don't have traditional breakfast meals. Y'all know when we think of breakfast, we think of, okay, we're gonna have pancakes, we're gonna have like, you know, eggs, sausage, yada yada. But in the Nigerian culture, if you want to have stew at 9 a.m., that is like perfectly normal for them. I've definitely learned to like normalize eating like lunch and dinner type meals for breakfast. But one of my favorite meals would definitely have to be fried egg. That is like my absolute favorite. Like chopped tomatoes, chopped onion, and it just tastes really good. There's certain seasonings. It sounds so simple because it kind of sounds like, oh, that's just like an American omelet or something like that. You have to actually kind of use oil to fry the egg. One of the other major differences is the seasoning that you use is completely different from like what we would use in just our traditional scrambled American eggs. So yeah, I would have to say fried egg. My other favorite meal would have to be, Bae knows how to make a fire turkey stew. Like, He makes the best turkey stew that I've ever had in my life. And basically that's just like turkey meat, boiled, seasoned turkey meat, and then he blends like peppers and tomatoes and onions and stuff like that, and he boils it and just makes a stew. Like, and it's really, really good. I'll try to include like a picture so that you guys can get an idea. I'm still perfecting and trying to figure out how to make my stew as good as his, to be honest. But you know, until then, I just get the luxury of indulging in what he makes, which tastes so freaking good. I've also had dishes, Nigerian dishes, that I didn't really like. For example, I don't really like things that are made with crayfish because I just feel like they're just a little too like fishy and potent for me. But I have like only when it's like overly crayfishy, if that makes sense. I like fish, don't get me wrong, but it's just certain type. Like I love also Nigerian like barbecue fish, like grilled fish. So good, y'all. Like honestly, if you haven't like caught the hint by now, you need to go visit Nigeria, get you a Nigerian friend or something, and try some of these dishes because you are like real life missing out. They really do have some really amazing food. I also like suya. Suya is basically just like grilled meat, almost like a shish kebab type of thing. You can buy that off the street in Nigeria specifically after hours. I don't know what it is about suya, but like you can really only find suya when it's like when the sun is about to go down. If it's like 12 o'clock in the day, I'm not saying you won't be able to find it, but like the best shops, like at least when I was in Nigeria, absolute best suya like place that we would go to, he really only used to open up at like 6 o'clock. If you want to know the name of it, it's called Right Choice, and it's in Ibadan, which is in Oyo State. Where can I meet a legit Nigerian man? Girl, this question is loaded, okay? Well, the answer is loaded, I guess I should say. My advice, honestly, would be, I feel like the best way, to be honest, is to really meet them through somebody that you kind of trust and already know. Find somebody through someone who you can trust. First of all, you don't have to go looking for them, okay? Like some people be like, you know, where can I find a legit Nigerian man? Like, first of all, don't go looking, because I feel like when you go looking, that can easily turn into desperation, and then that's how people will take advantage of you. You know, you have to just let it come naturally. Like pray about it. Like I vividly remember telling God the exact type of man I wanted, and I'm not about to be on no stuff like, oh, I was fasting for this husband and I knew. I'm not even about to lie to y'all, because that's not what it gave it all, to be honest. Like I was not looking for him, okay? I was not looking for him, and that's why I truly genuinely do believe that like my relationship and my marriage is God sent. The way that it happened was just a way that I know was like nothing but God. Honestly, that's all I can really say. I do think that it makes it a lot harder when you are doing like the online dating thing. You've never met them in person, so it's kind of hard to really gauge to see how they are, how their family is, what background they come from. It's really kind of hard to gauge that if you're just meeting them randomly online. Like they send you a random message on Facebook and it just doesn't, like if something just does not feel right, I feel like just go with your gut. Like a lot of times, one of the things that I've noticed is that we as American women, we will ignore flags that are red from a Nigerian man because they're Nigerian. And it's like, if it was an American guy, would you let certain stuff slide? You know, like whatever you wouldn't let slide dating an American, I feel like it should be the same exact standards. Like nothing should change just because they come from a different culture. Like your standards should be the same. The way you go about dating them should be the same. Everything should be the same, you know? Obviously your experience is gonna be different because it's a different culture. My advice, genuinely, I feel like most of the people who I know who are like successfully and happily married to African men in general, they met them through people that they knew and trusted, like, or they got to have a one-on-one upfront experience with these people. Now, I'm not saying that online, you know, dating doesn't work. If you are in a relationship, maybe, or if you're in a marriage and you've been in like a legit marriage for a long time, do you feel like you could actually make it work meeting a Nigerian man online? Or do you feel like do y'all agree that like it's better to really meet them through somebody that you know? Okay, this next question is more of like a scenario question that somebody left on one of my videos, but people have also like left multiple comments with this question before. My Nigerian man said he's struggling. Should I send him money? Going back to what I said earlier, when people ask these kind of questions, the first thing I just be wanting to say to them is like, would you do this with a man from your country? If I was, let's say that I was a single woman and I was dating an American man, and he kind of came to me like, hey, like, look, I'm broke, can you send me some money? Number one, I think it depends on the circumstance. If you've only been talking to somebody for a short period of time and they ask you to send them some money, I just feel like that's a red flag. Like, it don't matter what culture they come from, none of that matters, right? But this one person literally commented and said that the guy said that his dog was sick and that he needs some money because his dog is sick. And I'm just like, ma'am, you better not send that man no money for that dog, because that dog really might not even be in existence. Like, he could be making that whole thing up. The same way that I would deal with an American guy saying something like that. I just kind of feel like, no, like that's a turn off. Like, I think a lot of times women don't want to admit and say that like finances matter in a relationship, but they really do. Like, they really actually do. If you are asking me for money for food, clothes, shelter, then to be completely honest, you got your priorities all messed up, because you shouldn't even be worried about dating, sir. You should be worried about finding a job to where you can support yourself. What grown man is out here thinking about dating when he don't have no food at home? It just doesn't make any sense. I don't have any food at home and you can't find another way to get it. Like, you feel comfortable enough to ask me. And I feel like the worst thing about situations like that is that guys will ask questions like that. In situations like that, 9 times out of 10, you're not the only person that he's asking for that money, sis. Like, you're probably not the only person. It's probably you and 4 other people, 4 other women that he's online talking to asking for money. If you have to ask me for money for a basic necessity, those needs have to be met before you even consider trying to date somebody. Like, if you can't even provide for yourself, then like, what are you actually doing trying to date me? He's just gonna keep coming to you for more and more money. If you send him money one time, he's gonna come back and he's gonna have a new excuse again. My car's in the shop, I thought I would be able to get it out and I can't. Can you send me? No, absolutely not. Especially in the beginning of a relationship. Like, you just don't want to do that. When people are so pressed to just like be in a relationship, they forget their common sense. Like, what can you possibly offer me if you can't even provide basic food for yourself? You got to get stable. And again, I'm just going to continue to go back to the fact that like, you have to hold them same standards of a guy from your own culture that you would to another culture that you're dating. I'm not going to get too much into examples and things like that, because I've done videos like that before, and I don't want you guys to think this is a place where I'm just constantly like talking about red flags, because there are so many green flags, and maybe I'll do a video about that. There are so many green flags at the same time, you know, when you're dating like African men and stuff. I'm just trying to emphasize the importance of going with your gut. If it doesn't feel right, it doesn't make sense, like, just don't do it, you know. The next thing that I want to talk about, I'm kind of hesitant because I don't want no smoke. Woo, y'all like to tussle over this particular YouTuber here, boy. Like, really, y'all like to really tussle with this YouTuber. I just want to speak about a YouTuber by the name of Eat with Q. So Q is someone who actually, one of my subscribers commented on a video of mine, and she basically said something like, I think it was one of my Nigerian men videos recently, and she said something like, you need to like show this video to like Eat with Q, because she just went to Nigeria and got married or something like that. Eat with Q is a YouTuber who does like mukbangs, but I think she also has like other types of content too. So I went to go look up, you know, Eat with Q, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I don't got no issues with her, like, at all. So if you're here and you think that I'm about to be like, Eat with Q is horrible and she's dumb and she's stupid for what she did, you can go on and click off, because this is not that. Like, I'm not giving that no type of energy. We do not do that on this platform. And y'all see my neck popping because I be getting so mad reading her comments, man. Like, I don't know if she's still in Nigeria, but like, you know, for the last month or so, she's like been in Nigeria, and she recently got married to this Nigerian guy. People are really upset with her about doing this. Like, and then the worst part is that, like, you know, there are also other YouTubers, black women, y'all, because Eat with Q is a black woman. She's also American. I forgot to mention that part, but she's American. There are like actually other YouTubers, like people who do like commentary. People are making videos bashing this lady. Y'all need to leave that dope alone.
He need to leave that dope alone. He need to leave that dope alone.
I just don't understand. I'm here to basically say that, like, I support her in any decision that she decides to make. I've also seen some people say things like, apparently this is like not her first time, you know, this is like her 3rd relationship that she's been like public with on YouTube, and just all this stuff. And I just feel like, so what? Whether it's fake or not, whether she's coming online or not and quote unquote faking, I get really irritated when people say things like, well, she put herself out there so people can say what they want to say, this is the internet, yada yada yada. I just feel like that is a trifling, ridiculous excuse to come online and literally cyberbully. That's literally what it is. You can call it something different. You can say that, oh, I'm just online speaking my mind, like the same way other people can speak their mind, I can speak my mind. You right, sis. Especially another black woman. Like, I just be so baffled. Like, people real life will come online and like, I just don't get it. If you say you hate a person so bad, why do you make constant videos bashing them? Like, you know, after I went through her comments, I had to stop myself and I really had to pray for her. I was like, dang, these people are like really comfortable making these comments, and like just made me pray for her, because I'm like, as much as it's okay to like be strong and say that, you know, this stuff doesn't get to you, as a content creator, sometimes it really does hurt your feelings when you see stuff like that. And this is what I will say about anybody who feels confused about what Eat With Q got going on. She went to Nigeria to marry the guy that she felt like God sent for her. Sometimes when God places people in your life, and when he places certain things on your path, things that don't always make sense, it's not always for other people to understand. She don't have nothing to prove to none of y'all. So people will say stuff like, you know, oh my God, you're trying so hard to convince us. That girl is really just filming herself in Nigeria, enjoying the culture, enjoying her man, enjoying her in-laws. That's it. Like, she's coming online and she's doing what she feels like she wants to do. And I just kind of feel like misery loves company. And when you're miserable and when you're not confident in who you are, it tends to be hard to believe that somebody else can be that confident. Like, it's hard to believe that, like, there's no way she's this happy. Like, oh my God, she was just in a bad relationship and there's no way, this is fake, this is fake. Like, some women, you know, who were in mentally and physically and emotionally abusive relationships, maybe marriages of like 10, 20 years, they get out of that relationship, they meet somebody 6 months later, and that man treats them like a freaking queen, and they have a happy, loving, healthy relationship. Let people do them, y'all. Like, seriously, how dare you shade somebody for finally being happy? Y'all don't know if that girl was contemplating, she could have been contemplating suicide based on them past relationships she was in, and she might genuinely now feel like she found love. Like, she might genuinely feel like, you know, this is the guy that God sent for her. It's like, who are you to like speak negatively on what she feels like is one of her biggest blessings? Y'all, it's really the y'all see that? It's really the eye glue all over my lid for me. Anybody who's watching this, who's interested in dating a person from another culture or whatever, I pray that you truly find that love that you're looking for. My prayer is that you truly find what it is that like God wants you to have. Like, I pray that that person walks into your life and he is exactly who God wants you to be with. Because when two people are in love and God has ordained that, nothing can come in between that. There's so much beauty in learning things about your partner's culture, learning about the foods, visiting their country. If that man is a genuine man and you done prayed about it and God has given you confirmation, when you truly believe it in your heart that this is the man for you, don't let other people's comments tell you that like, oh, he's not the guy for you. Because sometimes other people will not always understand your love. If your love is a non-traditional love, guess what? People are not going to always understand it. And that's not their job to understand it. Like, as long as you're truly happy, a lot of times people won't say nothing, but you can sense their energy. Like, you can just tell that like people are stereotyping you in their mind. Like, she just another American woman probably getting taken advantage of. But a lot of times that's not the case. And I think that the reason why people don't really see the positives is because maybe people don't talk about it enough. And that's why I admire couples like Ling and Lamb. Like, I see them seem to be like they're in like a good relationship and everything. And I just kind of feel like true love can exist and it can coexist with another culture too. Like, your family might not understand it, your close friends might not understand it, you might get these negative opinions, you might get people who tell you you dumb, crazy, why you so desperate, why you actually doing that, like how you know he not doing this to you, how you know he not doing that. If you believe it in your heart, don't let nobody tell you different, sis. Don't let nobody tell you different. Like, don't let nobody tell you crazy, not even me. My intention is to bring light to the people who don't have, you know, good intentions, and bring light to the people who do have good intentions. Just because you went through something in the past does not mean that you have to make yourself suffer and not give love another chance. Y'all, it's 6:30 and I still have an hour and a half until dinner. Like, ooh, who is she? Let me like clean my face up a little bit. I feel like this lash is being weird. I might like re-glue her because it's not sticking in the corner like I want it to. How do I look? If you guys enjoyed this video, like I always say, do not forget to give me a thumbs up. Comment down below and let me know some of the things that you have thoughts about based on the things that I've said in this video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, but remember, only subscribe if you feeling the vibe. Ooh, that's a little too strong now. The girls that get it, the girls that so, period. Like, I wish I was both-handed, like. Like who? Y'all, who is TB Joshua? That's an American guy? Nigerian?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm asking. What more do you want from me, Hannah? Hey, healthy. That's another thing about Nigerian men, y'all. They gonna make sure you eat healthy, okay? And then you blend it in. If anybody can comment and tell me what video that is, you're a true, like, you're a true OG, you're a true millennial. Because I feel like every millennial knows exactly what that is that I just quoted.